It was one of the most important and underrated episodic British thriller series of the 70s, ranks up there with some episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Night Gallery, and Twilight Zone. Of course, it has the infamous Helen Mirren, not say breakthrough role, but intense role of Confident for the Bride, which ranks to me as a top 10 TV episode of all time. Anybody argues with that has never seen the episode. This British TV series, originally broadcast in UK from 73 to 76, is an anthology series, as each program has a self-contained story and its own cast. As the title suggests, each story is a thriller of some variety, from tales of supernatural to down-to-earth whodunits. Now, running time was 63 to 67 minutes. First released in April 73, last episode in May of 76. The series was created by Brian Clemens, who also scripted the majority episodes and storylined every installment. It was produced by John Schill, the first three series, John Cooper, series 4, and Ian Fordyce, the final two series, for ATV at his Hill Street Studios, north of London. The series evolved from Clemens' previous work, in particular two films of a similar style, and soon The Darkness, 1970, and Blind Terror, aka See No Evil, in 71. The latter shares plot similarities with the thriller episodes The Eyes Have It and The Next Voice You See. Original music, including the theme song, which is everlasting, was supplied by Clemens' regular collaborator, Laurie Johnson. Now again, production company is ATV and network was ITV. The original UK title sequence features still shots of locations and story, devoid of people, shot through a fisheye lens, bordered in bright light and set to Johnson's eerie, discording theme music. With the eye to the American rebroadcast market, most episodes, especially from the second season onwards, featured at least one American principal character, portrayed by an American actor. After originally being screened late at night in the U.S. under the ABC's Wild World of Entertainment, billing from 73, some episodes were retitled for U.S. syndication in 78, and all had additional opening sequence and shot with new titles and credits, but without the original cast, and for some reason, often featuring menacing figures seen from the neck down. These title sequences were used in Britain when the series was repeated on regional ITV in the 80s, and also included as extras on a complete series box set. Now, when the series was rebroadcast as part of the CBS late movie, however, the original title sequences and music were restored. Now, the stories were often set in the London commuter belt. A particular trademark of the series storytelling was to hook the viewer with a simple yet totally baffling situation of the kind seen in films such as Le Diabolique. Come out, wherever you are, is one, and takes place at a creaky country house hotel. A female guest begins asking about her missing traveling companion, whom the owner claims was not with her upon arrival the previous evening, and whom none of the other guests initially recall seeing. One episode, Screamer, concerns a rape victim who murders her attacker, only to then see the man stalking her everywhere. In the dial-in for murder style, the double kill, a man hires a hitman to kill his wife, but makes a fatal error in his otherwise meticulous planning. Other episodes include Someone at the Top of the Stairs, one of a handful of forays in the supernatural, in which two female students move into a boarding house and begin to notice that none of the other residents ever goes out or receives any mail. And I'm the Girl He Wants to Kill, in which a witness of a murder finds herself trapped in a deserted office block overnight with the killer, and has to play a deadly game of cat and mouse with him to survive. And of course, there's barely any dialogue throughout the second half. Brian Clemens' own favorite episode, and mine as well, and millions of fans, is The Coffin for the Bride, U.S. Kiss Kiss Kill Kill, featuring an epic performance by young Helen Mirren, which was after her debut in some Australian independent films in the late 60s or 70s. Now, following a worldwide audit, 2003-04, by the then copyright holders Carlton, all the original UK PAL fisheye titled 2-inch videotapes of Thriller were located and transferred onto modern digital tape by the British Film Institute, with subsequent restoration work by BBC Resources. One exception was the story Nurse Will Make It Better. However, this too exists in PAL original format on a later 1-inch videotape format as a dub from the original master tape. Now, this version was broadcast on the satellite channel Bravo in 96. Now, in 2008, a DVD box set containing all 6 series was released. So, key episodes, the pilot, or the first episode, The Lady Killer, featuring Barbara Feldon, Donna Mills was someone at the top of the stairs, as well as Julie Carn. Polly Bergen was in The Echo of Teresa. Murder in Mind with Richard Johnson. A Place to Die with Brian Marshall. The Eyes Have It with Peter Vaughan and William Marlowe. And Spell of Evil with Edward de Souza. Now, season 2, Haley Mills, Gary Collins, and Only Scream Away. Patrick O'Neill, Once the Killing Starts. Kiss Me and Die with Jenny Agutter and George Shakiris. Donna Mills' Return to One Deadly Owner. We had Stephen Ray in K's for Killing. Series 3, first episode, A Coffin for the Bride, with the underrated Michael Jason as a killer. Robert Lang was in the I'm the Girl He Wants to Kill with Julie Summers. George Maharis returns in Death to His Sister Mary. Linda Day George, Come Out Wherever You Are. And of course, Richard Todd, The Next Scream You Hear. Now, season 4 premiere, Screamer with Pamela Franklin. Diana Dors Nurse Will Make It Better, also called The Devil's Weapon Night Nurse. Night is the Time for Killing with Judy Geeson. Donna Mills returns again with Killer with Two Faces. Patrick McGee in A Killer Every Corner. And Ed Cookie Burns with Where the Action Is. Season 5, Carol Lindley in It's a Man, Hang Up. Gary Collins returns in A Double Kill. Pamela Franklin in Won't Ride Home Mum, I'm Dead. The Crazy Kill with Denham Elliott. Kim Darby in Good Salary Prospects, Free Coffin. Branford Dillman, Catherine Schell in The Next Voice You See in Murder Hotel with Ralph Bates. Series 6, Darlene Carr in Sleepwalker. Carol Baker in The Next Victim. Nightmare for Nightingale with Susan Flannery. Gary Collins back again. Doll for a Deadly Number. Susan Hampshire in Kill Two Birds. A Midsummer's Nightmare with Night Gallery veteran Joanna Pettit and Brian Blessed. And Branford Dillman in Death in Deep Water. Now, the Dinsdale Landon is the only actor who plays the same name role, that of PI investigator Matthew Warp, in 2 episodes, An Echo of Teresa and The Next Scream You Hear, although Reg Lai plays an unnamed caretaker in both Spell of Evil and Good Salary Prospects Free Coffin, who conceivably be the same character. Now, the idea about thriller, the literate aspect of British thriller horror, it's almost like a chess game. You don't know where the pieces are going to go. But I come back to Coffin for the Bride. It's like how Rod Serling did it. You're guessing. He gives you the finish at the first, but you don't notice right away. But A Coffin for the Bride, holy shit, like The Caterpillar, Night Gallery, and The Obsolete Man, and Twilight Zone. If you're going to pick a best episode, you got to watch this episode. I've done 2 previous podcasts on this. And the killer character in there's allegations he was either raped or almost murdered while he was in the Navy. And that ties into his evilness. But Thriller, again, if you can get it on DVD, I think there's a U.S. Canadian, version out there. But put it this way, you get the governor's recommendation. So if you like what we're doing with remote control, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And like I said, I love Helen Mirren, not because she's the most well-built British actress of all time. It's not just her body, it's her mind. My God, any man knows that Helen Mirren is the ideal British temptress and what I call hero. Only I think Gene Simmons is close. But I mean, at her heights there, Helen Mirren, she won an Oscar 30 years after she should have won an Oscar. Because in Excalibur, holy shit, we saw that in the movie theater in Campbellton, New Brunswick, and she just tore up the screen. Especially was giving birth and the steam was coming out. So again, just for Helen Mirren and Donna Mills alone and all the American actors, it's a must-see. And like I said, it's like a good cup of tea. Takes a while to warm up and cool down, but it's well worth it. So again, like we say in Northern New Brunswick, watching Coffin for the Bride, make sure that your partner's not a two-face. Have a good one.